Assalamu alaikum. We begin with Allah's name, the most gracious, the most merciful. And may Allah's blessings and peace be upon His Prophet, Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, our beloved Prophet, who after years of struggle and oppression in Mecca, migrated to Medina, where eventually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took him in death after he had successfully completed his mission. The beautiful mathematical harmony in this short video I first saw in a video by Noble Qu'ran, so may Allah reward him for his efforts. The death of the Prophet Muhammad was mentioned in the Qur'an with Allah speaking to His Messenger and using the word نتوفينك, which means we, i.e. Allah, will cause you, i.e. Muhammad, to die or take you in death. And this word is usually translated as we take you in death. This word نتوفينك, we take you in death, was only ever used throughout the entire Qur'an 3 times, and each was with Allah speaking directly to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. And here are the 3 verses. So as one can see, this unique form of the word appeared nowhere else in the entire Qur'an except in these 3 chapters. And they are of course chapter 10, 13 and 40. This gives a sum total of 63. But why 63? Amazingly, the sum total of the chapter numbers of the unique term that tells the Prophet Muhammad, we take you in death, is exactly the age of the Prophet when he died. Let me repeat this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took in death the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam at the age of 63. And in the Qur'an, the sum total of the chapter numbers in which this was mentioned is exactly 63. Subhanallah. This is amazing. But for those who may argue that this is just by chance, can we reinforce that this mathematical perfection is not just a coincidence? Of all the seemingly endless possibilities of 3 numbers equaling 63, why specifically these 3 numbers? We are shocked to realize that 10 is the number of years of the Medina period, i.e. the period of Muhammad's prophethood in Medina. 13 is amazingly the number of years of the Meccan period of prophethood. And 40 is, as you probably realized, the number of years of the Prophet Muhammad's life before prophethood. Subhanallah, this is stunning, and the chances of this perfect harmony are astronomically impossible. In fact, the 3 mentions equal exactly his life's 3 main stages. The word is specifically, we take you in death, and specifically directed at the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And then the numbers of the chapters are specifically the phases of the Prophet Muhammad's life. 40 years before prophethood, 13 years in Mecca as a prophet, and 10 years in Medina as a prophet. And together they equal exactly the age of Prophet Muhammad when indeed Allah had taken him in death. Alayhi salatu wassalam. Thinking about these amazing findings which were presented by Noble Qu'ran, I wanted to add my own. From the start of the Qur'an, the very first mention of this word, نتوفينك, was, as previously stated, in chapter 10, verse 46. What is really astonishing is that this first mention of Allah telling Muhammad, we take you in death, نتوفينك, the total letters in this verse are exactly 63. And indeed 63 is the age of the Prophet when he died alayhi salatu wassalam. Subhanallah. Furthermore, I added all the verse numbers that mentioned this word connected to the life and death of Prophet Muhammad, and their sum total was 163. So what connection may this have with Muhammad ﷺ? We realize this is a prime number, and previously we have seen in other videos how prime numbers and their order is an important key in Quran mathematics. So I checked its order, and 163 is the 38th prime number. But again, what is 38? And what does it have to do with Muhammad ﷺ? Stunningly, 38 is the number of verses in chapter Muhammad. Subhanallah. How can the only 3 mentions in the entire Quran of this unique form of the word, "we take you in death," be always about the Prophet Muhammad, and the sum of the chapters it appears in be exactly the age of Prophet Muhammad when he died? And every single one of these numbers reflects perfectly the years of each one of the 3 phases of his life. How can the first mention of this term also be exactly 63 letters? How can their verse numbers have a sum, the prime order of which is exactly the number of verses in chapter Muhammad? This perfect numerical harmony is evident and clear. And also, finally, the best closure for this short video is nothing more than saying, may Allah's blessings and praise and mercy be upon His Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe, and until next time, Assalamu alaikum.